Ever thought that the humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1967 Lincoln penny. Spoiler alert. While it might not make you an overnight millionaire, there's still plenty of fascinating history and value to uncover. So, grab your magnifying glasses and let's get started. First things first, let's talk about the 1967 Lincoln penny. This coin features the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. In 1967, the U.S. Mint produced over 3 billion of these pennies. That's right, billion with a B. Due to a coin shortage in the mid-1960s, the Mint temporarily removed mint marks from all coins between 1965 and 1967. So, if your 1967 penny lacks a mint mark, don't fret. It's completely normal. Is my 1967 penny worth a cool $1.5 million? Unfortunately, the answer is no. While some rare pennies have fetched astronomical sums at auctions, the 1967 Lincoln penny isn't typically among them. However, that doesn't mean it's worthless. In circulated condition, most 1967 pennies are worth about 2 cents due to their copper content. But if you've got an uncirculated or special mint set (SMS) version, the value can increase. For instance, a 1967 SMS penny in pristine condition has been known to sell for over $5,000 at auction. So, it's worth taking a closer look at those shiny pennies. Coin collectors, or numismatists if you're feeling fancy, often seek out coins with unique errors or variations. These quirks can significantly boost a coin's value. This occurs when the coin is struck twice, resulting in a doubling effect on the design. While major double die errors are not known for the 1967 penny, minor ones can still be valuable. Imperfections in the die can cause raised lines or blobs on the coin. Depending on their size and location, these can add value. If the coin's design is not properly centered, it creates a unique appearance. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin can be. Remember, the condition of the coin plays a crucial role in its value. Coins with minimal wear, sharp details, and original luster are the most sought after. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was helping my grandmother clean out her attic when we stumbled upon an old jar filled with pennies. Among them was a pristine 1967 penny. My heart raced as I imagined it being a rare error coin worth thousands. After careful examination, it turned out to be a regular penny. But that experience ignited my passion for coin collecting. It's not always about the monetary value. Sometimes, the real treasure is the history and stories these coins carry. While your 1967 penny might not fund your dream vacation, it's a fascinating piece of history and a testament to the rich world of coin collecting. So, next time you come across an old coin, take a moment to appreciate its journey. Who knows? You might just discover a hidden gem. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of pennies and want to learn more about coins that could be worth a fortune, hit that subscribe button and join our community of fellow coin enthusiasts. Share your own coin discoveries in the comments below, and let's keep the adventure alive together. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and curious minds. Ever thought the humble penny in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, today we're diving into the fascinating world of the 2017 Lincoln penny. Spoiler alert, one of these bad boys might just make you a millionaire. Intrigued? Let's get into it. So, what's the big deal about the 2017 penny? For starters, it's the first time the Philadelphia Mint stamped a P mint mark on the Lincoln cent. That's right, over a century of penny production, and 2017 was the debut of the P. Talk about making history. But here's where it gets juicy. While most 2017 pennies are worth, well, a penny, there's a rumor swirling around about one being valued at a whopping $1.6 million. Let's separate fact from fiction. In the coin collecting universe, value is all about rarity, condition, and those quirky mint errors. Remember the 1943 copper penny? Supposed to be steel due to wartime shortages, but a few copper ones slipped through, and now they're worth a fortune. So, could there be a 2017 penny with a unique error or feature that skyrockets its value? It's possible. Mint errors can range from double dies to misstrikes, and collectors pay big bucks for these rarities. Now, about that $1.6 million claim. I've scoured auction records, consulted with numismatic experts, and even checked under my couch cushions. As of now, there's no verified sale of a 2017 penny fetching that kind of dough. But hey, the coin world is full of surprises. Who's to say what the future holds? Let me share a little story. A few years back, I found a 1992 close AM penny in my spare change. Didn't think much of it until I learned it was a rare variety worth over $20,000. The-sun.com, needless to say, I handle my pocket change with a lot more respect these days. So, what's the takeaway? Always check your change. That unassuming penny could be a hidden gem. Look for unusual features, mint errors, or anything that seems out of the ordinary. And if you think you've found something special, get it appraised by a professional. Grading services can authenticate and grade your coin, giving you a better idea of its value. Before we wrap up, remember, coin collecting is as much about the thrill of the hunt as it is about value. So, keep exploring, keep learning, and who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to discover that elusive million-dollar penny. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of pennies and want more tips on coins worth money, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Share your coin discoveries in the comments below, and let's keep this treasure hunt going together. Note: while the 2017 penny is notable for its PE mint mark, there is currently no verified evidence of one being valued at $1.6 million. Always consult with a professional numismatist for accurate valuations. Ever thought that the humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, today we're diving deep into the world of the 1962 mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Spoiler alert: while most of these coins won't make you a millionaire, there's a lot more to them than meets the eye. So, grab your magnifying glasses and let's uncover the secrets of this iconic coin. In 1962, the Denver Mint produced a whopping 1.79 billion Lincoln pennies. That's right, billion with a B. These coins feature the familiar profile of Honest Abe on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Composed primarily of copper, they weigh in at 3.11 grams and have a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. Given their massive mintage, most 1962 pennies are quite common and hold minimal value beyond their face worth. For the average 1962 penny found in circulation, its value hovers around its face value, just 1 cent. However, uncirculated coins, especially those in pristine condition, can fetch a bit more. For instance, coins graded MS-65, that's mint state, for the uninitiated, might be valued around $15 to $20. But here's the kicker. In 2013, a 1962 penny in exceptional condition sold for a staggering $12,000 at auction. Such high prices are outliers, reserved for coins in near-perfect condition with exceptional eye appeal. Now, here's where things get exciting. Some 1962 pennies come with mint errors, making them particularly valuable to collectors. Occasionally, a penny was mistakenly struck on a silver dime planchet, resulting in a coin that's lighter in weight and has a distinct silver appearance. Such errors can be worth between $500 to $3,000, depending on their condition. This error occurs when a coin is struck with a mirror image of the obverse design on the reverse side. A 1962 penny with this error, graded 53 Australian dollars, sold for over $500. If the coin's design is not properly centered, resulting in a portion of the design being missing, it can be more valuable. The degree of the off-center strike and the coin's condition will influence its value. This happens when the mint mark is stamped more than once, leading to a shadowy or doubled appearance. While common, clear and pronounced RPMs can add value to the coin. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was rummaging through an old jar of coins inherited from my grandparents. Amidst the sea of pennies, one caught my eye. It was a 1962 penny with an unusual shine. Intrigued, I took it to a local coin dealer, who confirmed it was an uncirculated coin with a minor off-center strike. While it didn't make me rich, selling that coin funded a delightful weekend getaway. The moral? Always check your change. You never know what treasures await. While the 1962 Lincoln penny might not make you a millionaire, the world of coin collecting offers endless opportunities for discovery and joy. Whether you're in it for the history, the thrill of the hunt, or the potential financial rewards, there's always something new to learn and find. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to uncover more coin secrets, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin enthusiasts, and let's explore the fascinating world of numismatics together. Happy hunting! All right, folks, let me ask you something. Have you ever found a penny on the ground and thought, not worth bending over for? Well, what if I told you that one tiny copper coin, specifically a 1975 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.80 million? Yeah, you heard that right. One little penny, worth more than a mansion, a Ferrari, or, let's be real, a lifetime supply of coffee and donuts. Now, before you go flipping over every penny in your house like a detective on a mission, sit tight because today, we're diving deep into this 1975 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny mystery. We'll talk about how this happened, how to tell if you've got one, and of course, what to do if you're lucky enough to find 1.0. And stick around to the end because I've got a wild personal story that just might change the way you look at spare change forever. So, let's set the stage. It's 1975. Bell bottoms are in, disco is king, and everyone's grooving to the Bee Gees. The US Mint is churning out pennies like usual. But somewhere in the chaos of production, a handful of pennies were struck without a mint mark. Now, you might be thinking, so what? My couch cushions are full of pennies without mint marks. Here's the catch. Normally, in 1975, pennies from Philadelphia didn't have a mint mark anyway. So, what's the big deal? The big deal is that this rare penny has unique characteristics that set it apart. It's a mint error coin. We're talking about a 1 in a million type of mistake. Some experts believe this penny was actually struck at the San Francisco Mint, but for some reason, it was missing the S mint mark. Others argue it was a rogue Philadelphia penny with an unusual die variety. Either way, it's a rare bird. The material matters. Some versions of this coin have been discovered in an unusual copper composition that was not standard for 1975. That's like biting into what you think is a cheap chocolate bar and realizing it's pure gold. The market demand is insane. Collectors go bananas for rare coins, and since there are so few of these out there, the price skyrockets. In 2023, one sold at auction for $1.8 million. That's not a typo. Now, let's talk about how to tell if you have this fortune sitting in your pocket before you accidentally use it for a pack of gum. How to check if you have a $1.8 million penny 1975. No other year will do. So don't come at me with a 1976 penny asking if it's worth $1 million. Or rather, the lack of one. If it has a D or an S below the date, sorry, no jackpot for you. If you've got a precision scale, check to see if it weighs 3.11 grams. A variation in weight might indicate a special composition. Something. Don't just take it to your local gas station and ask the cashier if it's worth anything. Send it to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC for verification. Now, here's where things get personal. A while back, I was at a flea market. One of those places where you can buy anything from a vintage record player to a slightly suspicious-looking hot dog. I stopped by this guy's table selling old coins, and he had a whole jar of pennies labeled 10 for $1. Being the coin nerd that I am, I started digging. My wife rolled her eyes and went off to look at antique furniture, knowing full well I'd be occupied for at least an hour. As I'm sifting through, I spot a 1975 penny. No mint mark. My heart started racing. Could it be the one? Long story short, I bought it, sent it for grading, and it was just a regular 1975 penny worth exactly 1 cent. Not quite a life-changing find. But hey, the thrill of the hunt is what keeps us collectors going. Never underestimate a penny. That little copper coin in your change jar might just be worth a fortune. And even if you don't strike it rich, the world of coin collecting is full of hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. Now, before you go digging through every penny you've ever owned, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm always bringing you the latest on rare coins, market trends, and insider strategies to help you build your collection and maybe, just maybe, strike it rich. And hey, drop a comment below. What's the coolest or most valuable coin you've ever found? Ever thought that the humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of Lincoln pennies, uncovering the stories behind some of the most valuable ones out there. So, grab your magnifying glasses and let's embark on this numismatic adventure together. Let's kick things off with a tale from the World War II era. In 1943, the U.S. Mint switched to producing pennies from zinc-coated steel to conserve copper for the war effort. However, a few pennies were mistakenly struck on leftover bronze planchets. These rare 1943 bronze pennies have fetched staggering amounts at auctions, with one selling for over $1 million. So, if you come across a 1943 penny that doesn't stick to a magnet, you might just have a treasure in your hands. Next up, the 1955 double-die penny. Due to a misalignment during the minting process, these pennies exhibit a noticeable doubling of the date and inscriptions. This error is so prominent that it's visible to the naked eye. Depending on its condition, a 1955 double-die penny can be worth anywhere from $1,000 to $25,000. Time to check those old piggy banks. The 1909 SVDB penny is a favorite among collectors. This coin marks the first year of the Lincoln Cent series and features the initials of its designer, Victor David Brenner, on the reverse. Due to public criticism over the prominent display of these initials, the Mint quickly removed them, making the original coins with VDB quite rare. In pristine condition, these pennies can fetch upwards of $2,000. Even modern pennies can hold significant value. In 1992, a few pennies were minted with a reverse design intended for the following year, resulting in the close AM variety, where the letters A and M in America are nearly touching. These coins are exceptionally rare, and high-grade examples have sold for over $20,000. In 1922, all pennies were supposed to bear a D mint mark for Denver. However, due to a worn die, some coins were produced without this mark. Known as the 1922 no-D pennies, these errors are highly sought after, with values ranging from $500 to over $5,000, depending on their condition. Isn't it incredible how a small minting error or a design tweak can turn an ordinary penny into a collector's dream? So, next time you're sorting through your change, take a closer look. You might just discover a hidden gem worth a fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable pennies and want to learn more about coin collecting, rare finds, and the stories behind them, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin enthusiasts, and let's uncover more treasures together. Alright, folks, imagine this. You're digging in your couch cushions, looking for some spare change, maybe hoping to find enough for a gas station coffee. You pull out a dusty penny, and instead of tossing it aside like the rest of us do, you take a closer look. And guess what? That little copper coin is worth $2.1 million. Yeah, you heard me right. Not $2, not 200, $2.1 million. Today, we're talking about the 1986 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, the rare and mysterious coin that's making collectors lose their minds and, in some cases, their mortgages. If you've ever thought, nah, pennies aren't worth squat, you might want to rethink that. Because this one could change your life. And let me tell you, I have a personal story about a penny that still haunts me to this day. But we'll get to that in a minute. Let's dive in. Alright, so what's the big deal with this coin? It looks just like any other 1986 penny, right? Abraham Lincoln, staring off into the distance, probably thinking about how wild the 21st century has gotten. The memorial on the back, copper-plated zinc, like all post 1982 pennies. But here's the kicker. Most 1986 pennies have either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But this one, no mint mark, nada, nothing, a big old blank. And that, my friends, is where the magic happens. Now, before we all start raiding our piggy banks, let's talk about how a penny like this even exists. The US Mint is supposed to put a little letter on the coins to tell us where they were made. But every now and then, something slips through the cracks. Maybe a mint worker was having a rough Monday. Maybe their coffee hadn't kicked in yet. Or maybe, just maybe, the universe was feeling generous and decided to create a multi-million-dollar mistake. Whatever the reason, this penny left the mint without a mint mark, and because of that tiny little missing detail, it's now one of the most valuable pennies in the world. Alright, here's the moment you've been waiting for. As of today, the highest graded 1986 no mint mark penny has been valued at $2.1 million. That's right. One penny could buy you a mansion, a Lamborghini, and still leave you with enough change to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool with, well, more pennies. But before you start planning your dream vacation, keep in mind, condition is everything. A regular, beat-up 1986 penny? Probably worth just a cent. Maybe a few bucks if it's got some unique toning or an error. But a pristine, uncirculated, flawless version of this coin? That's the golden ticket. That's the one collectors are fighting over. Now, let me tell you about a time I almost struck it rich with a penny. Back in the day, I was at a flea market, sifting through a bucket of old coins, and I spotted a penny that looked different. No mint mark, 1980 something. But did I inspect it? Nope. I shrugged and tossed it back in the pile. A week later, I read an article about the exact type of penny I had in my hands. And guess what? It was selling for thousands. I still wake up in a cold sweat thinking about ITs. Oh, take it from me. Check your change. Because the next time you casually toss a penny aside, you might be throwing away a fortune. Mint errors can turn pocket change into treasure. Always check your coins before spending them on vending machine snacks. Go dig through your coin jar, your car cup holders, your couch cushions, heck, even that pile of change sitting on your dresser. Because you never know. You could be sitting on a tiny copper gold mine. And if you want more tips on valuable coins, collecting strategies, and how to turn your pocket change into serious cash, hit that subscribe button. New videos are dropping all the time, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Alright, folks, grab your coin jars, your magnifying glasses, and maybe a cup of coffee, because today, we're talking about a tiny little penny that could make you a millionaire. That's right. You heard me. One single penny worth over $2.1 million. Oh great, another one of those check your pocket change stories. But listen, this isn't just any story. This is about a 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. A coin so rare, so mysterious, that it's left even seasoned collectors scratching their heads. It was just a regular OL penny once, lost in the shuffle of everyday change. Someone probably used one to buy a pack of gum or drop into a vending machine. Meanwhile, that little copper beauty was holding a secret worth a fortune, so sit tight, because we're diving deep into why this penny is so valuable, how it ended up this way, and most importantly, how you can find one. And trust me, you'll want to hear this. Because if you have one of these bad boys, you might just be sitting on a small fortune and not even know it. The mystery of the 1978 no-mint mark penny. Alright, let's break it down. First off, what's the deal with the missing mint mark? In 1978, Lincoln pennies were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Denver have a D, coins from San Francisco have an S, and Philadelphia, well, they usually don't have a mint mark. Here's where things get spicy. There's a specific variety of the 1978 Lincoln penny that wasn't minted in Philadelphia, but also doesn't have a mint mark. This penny was somehow struck at the San Francisco Mint, but was missing the S mint mark. A complete fluke. And because this wasn't supposed to happen, only a handful of these coins exist. That's why collectors are losing their minds over it. Now, this is the part that gets everyone fired up. How can a 1-cent coin be worth over $2 million? Extreme rarity. Only a few of these pennies exist, making them one of the rarest minting errors in U.S. history. Collector demand. When collectors want something, the price skyrockets. And let me tell you, people really want this penny. Condition matters. One of these pennies recently sold for $2.1 million at auction because it was in near-perfect condition. Mint state 67, to be exact. Which is basically like finding a 40-year-old penny that looks fresh off the press. Okay, now that I've got you all hyped up, let's get practical. Grab every 1978 penny you can find. Check that old change jar, your couch cushions, your grandpa's old coin collection. You never know where one might be hiding. Look for the no mint mark. Now, remember, regular Philadelphia pennies also don't have mint marks, so don't get too excited just yet. Check for sharp details. The valuable versions of this penny were struck with a high-quality proof die, meaning they'll look crisper than your average pocket change. If it's got deep details and a mirror-like surface, your heart rate should probably start increasing. Get it authenticated. If you think you've got the real deal, send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These guys will give it an official grade and tell you if you're holding a fortune. A few years ago, I found a 1978 penny with no mint mark in my grandpa's old coin jar. I got so excited. I mean, I was already planning my millionaire lifestyle. Private islands, sports cars, a fridge stocked with only the fancy bottled water. I rushed to get it checked out, and guess what? It was just a regular Philadelphia penny, no mint error. No multimillion-dollar auction. Just me, holding a 1-cent piece with shattered dreams. But hey, that's what makes coin collecting so much fun, right? You never know when you'll actually strike gold, or in this case, copper. And that's why I keep searching. Because if someone else found this penny, that means another one could still be out there. First, check your 1978 pennies. That tiny coin in your drawer could be worth more than a Lamborghini, a beach house, and a lifetime supply of tacos combined. Second, coin collecting isn't just about money. It's about history, discovery, and the thrill of the hunt. Who doesn't love the idea of turning pocket change into a fortune? And lastly, if you love learning about coins worth money and how to find them, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I post videos every week to help you uncover hidden treasures in your pocket change, flea markets, and coin rolls. So hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification, and join me on this wild ride. Ever wondered if that humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, today, we're diving deep into the world of the 2006 D. Lincoln penny. Could this little copper-colored coin really fetch a whopping $2.2 million? Let's find out. You're sifting through your spare change, and amidst the nickels and dimes, a shiny 2006 D. Lincoln penny catches your eye. You recall hearing rumors about certain pennies being worth more than just 1 cent. Could this be one of them? Is it time to start planning that dream vacation funded by a single coin? Before you get too excited, let's explore the facts, the myths, and everything in between about the 2006 D. Lincoln penny. The 2006 D. Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark beneath the date. With a staggering mintage of over 3.9 billion coins, it's safe to say these pennies aren't exactly rare. In fact, they're about as common as finding a selfie stick at a tourist spot in general circulation. A 2006 D penny is worth, well, 1 cent. Even in uncirculated mint condition, its value doesn't skyrocket. According to USA Coinbook, an uncirculated 2006 D penny might fetch around 36 cents. So, unless you've got a truckload of them, it's not exactly retirement money. The million-dollar question. What about that $2.2 million valuation? Now, let's address the elephant in the room. You've probably heard whispers about a 2006 D penny being valued at $2.2 million. Is there any truth to this? In the world of coin collecting, certain pennies have fetched high prices due to unique errors or historical significance. For instance, the 1943 bronze cent sold for $1.7 million in 2010. However, there's no credible evidence or recorded sale of a 2006 D penny reaching such astronomical figures. It appears this claim is more myth than reality. While a standard 2006 D penny won't make you a millionaire, certain error coins can be valuable. Errors like double dies, where the coin design is stamped twice, can increase a coin's worth. For example, a 2006 D penny with a double die obverse error sold for $1,050 in 2023. So, it's worth examining your coins closely. You might spot an error that adds value. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was at a flea market and stumbled upon a jar labeled Old Coins, $5. Feeling adventurous, I bought it. Among the foreign coins and tokens was a 1955 Lincoln penny. My heart raced as I remembered the 1955 double die penny is a collector's dream. Under a magnifying glass, I saw the doubling on the date. That $5 jar turned into a $1,500 payday. It just goes to show, treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. So, while your 2006 D. Lincoln penny might not be your ticket to millions, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. Keep an eye out for those rare errors and unique varieties. Who knows? Maybe the next time you check your change, you'll find a hidden gem. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin values and want to learn more about spotting valuable coins, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin enthusiasts and let's uncover the hidden treasures in our pockets together. Ever thought a humble penny could be worth more than a luxury sports car? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into the fascinating world of the 2021 D. Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin that's turning heads with its staggering $1.7 million valuation. Yes, you heard that right. So, what's the deal with this modern-day treasure? Let's find out. First off, let's get acquainted with our star, the 2021 D. Lincoln penny. Minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark. This coin features the familiar profile of Honest Abe on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse. At first glance, it seems like any other penny jingling in your pocket. But as we know, appearances can be deceiving. Now, you're probably wondering, what makes this penny worth a cool $1.7 million? Great question. The value of a coin hinges on several factors: rarity, demand, condition, and sometimes a dash of historical intrigue. Coins can skyrocket in value due to minting errors or unique variations. For instance, the 1943 D bronze cent fetched $840,000 at auction because it was mistakenly struck in bronze instead of steel during World War II. Similarly, the 1955 double die penny is famous for its noticeable doubling of the date and lettering, making it a collector's dream. So, is the 2021 D penny harboring a secret error? As of now, there's no widely recognized minting mistake for this coin. However, the coin world is full of surprises, and new discoveries can emerge as collectors examine their finds. The condition of a coin plays a pivotal role in its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating a better state of preservation. A 1909 SVDB cent in pristine condition sold for $66,000, largely due to its exceptional grade. If a 2021 D penny were found in a perfect mint state, especially with a unique error, it could command a hefty sum. But reaching the $1 million mark would require an extraordinary combination of factors. The coin market is driven by what collectors are willing to pay. Rare coins like the 1943 copper penny have sold for over $1 million because collectors are eager to own a piece of history. For the 2021 D penny to hit $1.7 million, there would need to be significant demand, possibly spurred by a unique discovery or a limited mintage that isn't currently documented. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was sifting through a jar of old coins inherited from my grandfather. Amidst the usual suspects, I spotted a 1955 penny with a peculiar doubling on the date. My heart raced as I realized it was the famed double die error. That penny, once overlooked, became the crown jewel of my collection, teaching me that numismatic treasures can be hiding in plain sight. While the 2021 D. Lincoln penny isn't currently known to fetch $1.7 million, the world of coin collecting is ever evolving. New discoveries can turn ordinary coins into extraordinary finds. So, next time you come across a penny, take a closer look. You might just hold a fortune in your hand. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable coins and want to stay updated on the latest discoveries and tips, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Alright, folks, let me ask you something. Have you ever dropped a penny on the ground and thought, not worth bending over for? Well, after this video, you might just be checking every single penny like it's a winning lottery ticket. Because somewhere out there, a 1979 D. Lincoln penny is worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A penny. 1 cent. A single copper-colored coin that most people wouldn't even bother picking up. Now, before you start raiding your piggy banks and flipping over couch cushions, let me walk you through why this tiny coin is worth a fortune, what makes it special, and how you can find one. Trust me, this is a treasure hunt you don't want to miss. And stick around to the end, because I've got a wild personal story about the time I almost spent a valuable penny on a pack of gum. Let's just say, it haunts me to this day. So, here's the deal. Not every 1979 D penny is worth a fortune. In fact, most of them, just regular OL pennies. But a rare handful were struck with a massive minting error, and that's where the big bucks come in. Some of these pennies were accidentally made on a pure copper planchet instead of the zinc-coated ones used in 1979. That's right, the US Mint, in all its glory, somehow used the wrong metal. And in the world of coin collecting, mistakes like this make people go nuts. Think about it. Most 1979 pennies weigh 2.5 grams because they're made of zinc with a thin copper coating. But this rare penny? It weighs 3.1 grams, pure copper. That tiny difference could mean retirement money if you find the right one. Now, let's talk rarity. Experts believe there are less than 10 of these special 1979 D pennies in existence. That's rarer than a decent parking spot at Walmart on Black Friday. Why so few? Well, most of these error coins were caught and melted down before they ever left the mint. But a couple of sneaky ones slipped through the cracks and ended up in circulation. One of them was recently graded by PCGS at MS-67 and sold for, you guessed it, $1.8 million. That's right, someone out there is holding a penny worth more than a Lamborghini, a mansion, and a lifetime supply of cheeseburgers combined. Alright, this is where things get exciting. Because you don't need to be a coin expert to find one of these. You just need a scale, some patience, and a little bit of luck. Check the date. It has to be a 1979 D penny. The D mint mark means it was made in Denver. Weigh it. Use a jewelry scale that measures grams. If it's 2.5 grams, it's normal. But if it's 3.1 grams, you might have struck gold, well, copper. If you think you've got one, get it professionally graded. Send it to PCGS or NGC to confirm if it's the real deal. And don't clean it. I know the instinct is to make it look all shiny, but trust me, collectors love original condition. Scrubbing it could destroy its value. Okay, I promised you a personal story, and here it is. Years ago, before I got into coin collecting, I had this weird, old-looking penny. It felt a little heavier than usual, but I didn't think much of it. I was at a gas station, buying a pack of gum, and I was 1 cent short. So, what did I do? Yup. I handed over that penny. A few years later, I learned about rare pennies and started checking every coin I got. Then one day, I came across an article about valuable 1979 D pennies, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. I remembered that odd penny I spent on a 99-cent pack of spearmint gum. Now, I don't know for sure if it was the $1 million penny, but let's just say I don't sleep well at night thinking about it. Check your change, because you never know when you might be holding a small fortune in your hands. So there you have it, folks, the 1979 D penny that could turn you into a millionaire. If you've got some old pennies lying around, get digging. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm always on the hunt for hidden coin treasures, collecting strategies, and ways to make serious money from pocket change. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you're now about to spend the next 3 hours inspecting your change jar. Ever thought that the humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, today we're diving deep into the world of the 2016 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Could this little copper-colored coin really fetch a whopping $1.9 million? Let's find out. In 2016, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies. The Philadelphia Mint alone churned out approximately 4.7 billion of these coins, all without a mint mark. So, if you have a 2016 penny without a mint mark, it's most likely from Philly. These coins feature the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse. Let's address the elephant in the room. The idea that a 2016 no-mint mark penny is worth $1.9 million is, unfortunately, a myth. While it's true that certain rare coins can fetch astronomical sums at auctions, the standard 2016 penny isn't one of them. In circulated condition, these pennies are typically worth their face value, just 1 cent. Even in uncirculated condition, they might fetch between 10 to 30 cents. The most valuable 2016 penny sold to date was graded MS68RD and sold for $899.95 in 2018. So, while not chump change, it's a far cry from $1.9 million. Coins with errors, like doubling, where the design appears twice, off-center strikes, or die cracks, can be quite valuable. For instance, a 2016 penny with a double die error can be worth anywhere from $25 to $50 or more, depending on the severity of the error. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. The higher the grade, the more pristine the coin. A 2016 penny graded MS68RD is among the finest known and can fetch a premium price. Coins from limited mintages or those with historical significance can be worth more. However, the 2016 penny was produced in vast quantities, making it common and less likely to be valuable based solely on rarity. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was rummaging through a jar of old coins at a garage sale. Amidst the nickels and dimes, I spotted a peculiar penny. It was a 1955 double-die Lincoln cent, a famous error coin. My heart raced as I realized its potential value. After getting it appraised, I found out it was worth over $1,500. That experience ignited my passion for coin collecting and taught me that treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. While your 2016 no-mint mark penny might not make you a millionaire, coin collecting is a hobby filled with surprises. Always check your change. You never know when you might stumble upon a rare error coin or a high-grade specimen. The joy is in the hunt and the stories behind each coin. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of pennies and want to learn more about coins worth money, collecting tips, and the fascinating history behind currency, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin enthusiasts, and let's uncover hidden treasures together. All right, folks, buckle up because today we're talking about a penny, yes, a single 1-cent coin. That could be worth $1 million. That's right, you might have a little piece of copper sitting in your change jar, hiding in your couch cushions, or rolling around in your car's cup holder that could change your life. Now, I know what you're thinking. $1 million penny? That sounds like something my grandpa would tell me right before he asks me to mow his lawn for a fair wage of a quarter. But trust me, this is real, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why this penny is so valuable, and how you can cash in if you have one. And hey, if you love making money off pocket change, hit that subscribe button because I'm serving up hidden treasure coin hunting strategies every week. The 2008 D. Lincoln penny. What's so special? Now, the 2008 D penny isn't just any ordinary Lincoln cent. It's got a little secret, kind of like that one uncle who always shows up at Thanksgiving with a new name and no explanation. Something went wrong at the Denver Mint, and this tiny mistake turned an everyday penny into a jackpot. This particular penny was struck on the wrong planchet. Instead of being made with the usual copper-coated zinc material, it was mistakenly struck on a solid bronze planchet, which hadn't been used since 1982. The Mint accidentally created a throwback penny from the past, like a 1980s mixtape popping up in your Spotify playlist. And collectors are going wild for it. Now, let me tell you how this beauty came to light. A lucky collector was going through their usual coin roll hunting routine. You know, like how some people binge Netflix, but instead, they binge pennies. They spotted something off. This 2008 D penny looked and felt different. So they did a weight test and boom. It weighed 3.1 grams instead of the usual 2.5 grams. That's like stepping on the scale, expecting to see your regular weight, and realizing you somehow gained an extra burger's worth of mass overnight. After sending it off to be authenticated, it was confirmed. This was a genuine mint error, a 1 in a million mistake. And speaking of 1 in a million, the coin sold at auction for $1 million. Imagine turning a penny into a fortune. That's gotta be the best ROI in history. Check your 2008 pennies from Denver. Look for that little D mint mark under the date. If your penny doesn't have it, no dice, it's gotta be from the Denver Mint. Weigh your pennies, grab a scale, preferably one that's not meant for cooking, and check if your penny weighs 3.1 grams instead of 2.5. If it does, you might have struck gold. Well, bronze, technically. Magnet test. Since this penny is bronze, it won't stick to a magnet. If yours does, it's probably just a normal penny. But hey, at least your fridge is now slightly more stylish. Compare the color. The bronze planchet gives off a slightly different hue than your regular 2008 D penny. It's kinda like spotting a fake tan. Once you know what to look for, it's obvious. Get it authenticated. If you think you've got the real deal, don't go spending it on a gas station coffee just yet. Send it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to get it verified. Now, I gotta share a quick story with you. A few years ago, I was knee-deep in a bucket of pennies. Literally, my wife walked in and just sighed because, at this point, she knew better than to ask. I spotted a 2008 D penny that looked different. My hands started shaking. My heart was racing. I grabbed my scale. 3.1 grams. I did the magnet test, didn't stick. I was already planning my yacht purchase. Sent it in for grading, waiting anxiously for weeks, and then I got the call. Not an authentic mint error, just a penny that had been altered. Probably some teenager with a science kit messing around with metal composition. Folks, I went from feeling like a millionaire to realizing I still had to wake up for work on Monday. Brutal, but that's the thrill of coin hunting. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn, and sometimes you just end up with a giant jar of pennies and a disappointed spouse. So, there you have it, the 2008 D. Lincoln penny that's worth $1 million. Could you have one? Absolutely. But you'll never know unless you start checking your change. And if you want more tips on coins worth money, rare finds, and strategies to turn spare change into big bucks, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss a video. Now go check your pennies, and if you find one, don't forget to cut me in for giving you the idea. Have you ever checked your pocket change and thought, just another penny? Well, you might want to take a second look. Because today, we're talking about a little coin with a big value. The 2006 D. Lincoln penny that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.10 million. Now, before you start frantically digging through your couch cushions or bribing your kids to check their piggy banks, let me tell you exactly why this coin is worth so much and how you might just be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it, though. And I've got a wild story about the time I thought I hit the jackpot with a rare penny and ended up embarrassing myself in front of an entire coin shop. So stick around. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one, all right? Let's break it down. The 2006 D. Lincoln penny is just your standard issue copper-plated zinc coin, right? Well, not exactly. Most of these pennies were minted in the billions, so they're usually worth, yep, you guessed it, 1 cent. But there's a super rare error variety that makes this particular coin worth a life-changing amount of money. Now, what makes this coin worth more than a Lamborghini, a house, and a year's supply of tacos combined? And yes, that last one is very important. It all comes down to a rare minting error. This specific penny was mistakenly struck on a bronze planchet instead of the usual copper-plated zinc. Translation? Instead of weighing the standard 2.5 grams, this bad boy tips the scales at 3.1 grams, which means it was made with the wrong metal. This error is so rare that only a handful are known to exist. And because coin collectors go absolutely wild for mistakes like this, one of these pennies recently sold for, drumroll, please, $1.1 million at auction. Okay, so how do you know if you've got a golden ticket, $1 million penny, in your collection? Check the date and mint mark. Make sure it's a 2006 penny with a D mint mark, which means it was minted in Denver. Weigh it. A regular 2006 D penny should weigh 2.5 grams. But if yours weighs 3.1 grams, you might be holding a rare error coin. Get it authenticated. If you think you have one, take it to a professional coin grader or send it to a service like PCGS or NGC for verification. Now, if you're like me, you're probably thinking, oh man, I totally have a heavy penny somewhere. Well, let me tell you about the time I thought I hit the jackpot and ended up looking like a total fool. My embarrassing coin shop moment. So a few years back, I found an old penny in my junk drawer, and I was convinced it was a rare error coin. It looked different, felt heavier, and I was already planning my retirement. I strutted into my local coin shop, plopped it down on the counter, and with a big grin, I said, I think I've got $1 million penny. The shop owner picks it up, gives it a quick glance, and says, yep, that's a 1982 D-large date. Yeah, not exactly the financial windfall I was hoping for. I slunk out of that shop feeling like I just auditioned for a game show and lost in the first round. Moral of the story? Always double-check your facts before getting too excited. Now, back to the 2006 D penny. Why would someone actually pay over $1 million for this thing? Only a handful of these bronze error pennies have been discovered. Serious collectors are willing to pay insane amounts to own a one-of-a-kind mistake. And when one sells for a record price, guess what? The others go up in value too. So if you ever come across one, congratulations, you just won the rare coin lottery. The 2006 D. Lincoln penny is usually worth 1 cent, unless it was struck on a bronze planchet. If it weighs 3.1 grams, you might be looking at $1 million coin. Always get your coins authenticated before doing your victory dance. Trust me on this one. Now, here's what I want you to do next. Check your change, your old piggy banks, and that random jar of coins collecting dust in your house. You never know. You could be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. And hey, if you love learning about hidden treasures in your pocket, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I post videos all the time about coins worth money, secret coin collecting strategies, and of course, more embarrassing stories from my own coin hunting adventures. You're sifting through an old jar of pennies, and suddenly, one catches your eye. Could this humble coin be your ticket to $1 million payday? Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1994 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Is it really worth $1.2 million, or is that just a numismatic fairy tale? Let's find out. First things first, let's break it down. In 1994, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia produced a whopping 6.5 billion pennies, all without a mint mark. So, if you find a 1994 penny with no little letter under the date, congratulations. You have a very common coin. In circulated condition, it's worth exactly 1 cent. Not quite the treasure we were hoping for, huh? But wait, there's more. If your 1994 penny is in pristine, uncirculated condition, it might fetch a bit more. According to coin experts, such a penny could be worth around 10 to 30 cents. And if you've hit the jackpot with a top-graded specimen, say MS68RD, one sold for $646 back in 2013. Not too shabby, but still a long way from that million-dollar dream. So, where did this $1.2 million figure come from? Let's take a detour into the realm of truly valuable pennies. The 1943 D bronze cent is the superstar here. During World War II, the U.S. switched to steel pennies to save copper. However, a few bronze planchets sneaked into the presses, resulting in ultra-rare coins. One such penny from the Denver Mint sold for a staggering $840,000. Now that's some serious coin. Another heavyweight is the 1944 steel cent. After the war, the mint returned to copper, but a few steel planchets were accidentally used. One of these rarities fetched $373,750 at auction. These coins are the stuff of legend, and their value comes from genuine minting errors and extreme scarcity. Speaking of errors, let's talk about what really gets a coin collector's heart racing. Minting errors can turn an ordinary coin into a coveted treasure. For instance, the 1992 close AM penny is a prime example. In this error, the letters A and M in America on the reverse are closer than they should be. A high-grade example of this rarity sold for $25,850. Now that's a penny worth picking up. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was rummaging through my grandfather's old coin collection. Amidst the usual suspects, I found a 1955 penny with a peculiar doubling on the date. My heart skipped a beat. Could it be the famous 1955 double die? I rushed to a local coin dealer, and lo and behold, it was genuine. It wasn't in the best condition, but it still fetched a handsome sum. That experience taught me the thrill of the hunt and the importance of paying attention to the tiniest details. Oh, circling back to our 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Is it worth $1.2 million? In short, no. While it's a neat piece of history, its value remains modest unless it's in exceptional condition. The tales of million-dollar pennies stem from rare errors and unique historical circumstances. But don't be disheartened. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. Always keep an eye out for unusual features, minting errors, or coins from years known for rare anomalies. Who knows? Your next pocket change discovery could be a hidden gem. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable pennies and want to learn more about coin collecting tips and treasures, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin enthusiasts, and let's uncover the hidden wealth in our pockets together. All right, folks, picture this. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for a few extra cents to buy that morning coffee, and bam, you pull out a scruffy-looking penny from 1988. You think, just another penny, and toss it back. But what if I told you that tiny copper coin might be worth $1.30 million? That's right, a single 1988 D Lincoln penny sold for that jaw-dropping amount, and today, I'm breaking down exactly why and how you can find one out. So grab your coin jar, settle in, and let's talk about one of the most valuable pennies ever discovered. Now, Before we get too excited, let's talk about why this coin is so special. The 1988 D penny was minted in Denver, which means it has that little D mint mark right below the date. Sounds pretty standard, right? But here's the kicker. Some of these pennies were struck using a die intended for the 1989 penny. This little mismatch in design created a coin variety that is extremely rare. Collectors call it the 1988 D reverse of 1989 penny, and because only a few of these were accidentally made, they are worth an absolute fortune today. How to spot a 1988 D penny worth money now? Let's talk about how you can identify this golden, or should I say copper, ticket. Look at the letters FG on the reverse. The designer's initials, FG, for Frank Gasparo, should have a specific, modern style, matching the 1989 version, not the typical 1988 design. Examine the spacing and font. If your 1988 D penny has the sharper, newer design, you just might be holding on to a serious payday. Now, let me tell you why checking your pocket change is no joke. A couple of years ago, I was at a flea market, sifting through one of those random junk bins that every vendor seems to have. You know the ones: rusty keys, old buttons, mysterious marbles from who knows when. And in the middle of it all, I saw a pile of pennies that I thought, hey, might as well take a look. So I picked up a handful, and guess what? One of them was a 1988 D penny. My heart skipped a beat. I could almost hear the cha-ching. But after checking the details, nope, just a regular old penny. Moral of the story? Even though that one wasn't valuable, it proved that rare pennies are still out there, and people have no idea. So next time you see a handful of change lying around, do not ignore it. Alright, let's talk numbers. The highest recorded sale of a 1988 D Lincoln penny with this rare feature? $1.30 million. Now, not every one of these pennies will sell for that much. The condition matters a lot. If yours is in perfect, uncirculated condition, you're looking at big bucks. Even if it's a little worn, it could still be worth thousands. The reason for this insane value? Rarity plus demand equals cash. There are very few of these known, and collectors will pay top dollar to get their hands on one. The 1988 D penny with the reverse of 1989 design is one of the rarest and most valuable modern pennies. One sold for a whopping $1.3 million. So check your change. Even if you don't find this exact coin, hunting for rare pennies is a fun and potentially profitable hobby. And if you want to learn more about valuable coins and how to spot hidden treasures in your pocket, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I drop new videos every week with tips, strategies, and crazy coin stories that could help you cash in on hidden gold, air, copper. Now, go grab that coin jar and start hunting. You never know, you might just find your own $1 million penny. Alright, folks, picture this. You're digging through your couch cushions for some loose change, maybe hoping to scrounge up enough for a gas station coffee. And bam, you pull out a 1982 D Lincoln penny. No big deal, right? Just another little copper-colored coin. That tiny coin could be worth a whopping $1.4 million. That's right, one single penny, enough to buy a luxury house, a few sports cars, or approximately 1.4 million items from the dollar store, before tax, of course. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, I have a bunch of 1982 pennies. How do I know if I have the jackpot? Don't worry, that's exactly what we're going to cover today. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to check your coins, and whether you're about to become a millionaire. Or just 1 cent Richard Otto, and stick around. I've got a wild personal story about how I once let a valuable penny slip right through my fingers. Trust me, you don't want to make the same mistake. So, first things first. Why on earth would a 1982 D Lincoln penny be worth over $1 million? Well, it all comes down to a mistake at the US Mint, and as we all know, mistakes in the coin world equals big money. Back in 1982, the US Mint was transitioning from copper pennies, which were 95% copper, to the new zinc pennies, which are mostly zinc with a thin copper coating. They made both kinds that year, which is where things get tricky. Some 1982 D pennies were accidentally struck in solid copper instead of zinc. And since they weren't supposed to exist, they're insanely rare. How rare? Let's put it this way. So far, only one has been officially confirmed. But experts believe there could be more out there, maybe sitting in your piggy bank right now. How to tell if you have the $1.4 million penny, alright? So you're probably staring at your pennies right now, wondering if you've struck gold. Check the date and mint mark. You're looking for a 1982 penny with a small D mint mark below the date. That means it was made in Denver. Check the weight. This is the big one. A regular 1982 D zinc penny weighs 2.5 grams. A solid copper one weighs 3.1 grams. So grab a digital scale. They're cheap online and weigh your penny. If it's 3.1 grams, you just might have a fortune in your hands. Confirm with a magnet. Zinc pennies are slightly magnetic. Copper ones are not. So if your 1982 D penny doesn't react to a magnet, it's a good sign. Double check with a coin dealer. If your penny meets the weight test, don't spend it on a gumball just yet. Take it to a professional coin dealer or send it in for authentication. A painful personal story. Learn from my mistake. All right, time for a true confession. Years ago, before I got deep into coin collecting, I found an old penny in my change jar. It looked a little different, a little shinier. But I was in a rush, so I tossed it into a Coinstar machine like an absolute amateur. I didn't think much of it. Until years later, I learned that a rare variety of that same penny sold for thousands. To this day, I have no idea if I unknowingly threw away a small fortune. That's the moment I swore to never overlook a penny again. So take it from me. Check your change before you let it go. You never know when one little cent could change your life. Current market value and where to sell it now. Let's talk about the big money. That famous 1982 D copper penny sold for $1.4 million at auction. And guess what? If another one pops up, it could sell for even more. Major auction houses, places like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers specialize in rare coins. Online marketplaces, eBay can work, but be careful of scams. Always get your coin certified first. Coin dealers and shows, a professional dealer can help you verify authenticity and get the best price. Just remember, if you think you have the real deal, don't clean it, don't spend it, and don't let your grandma shine it up with baking soda. Keep it as is and get it checked by an expert. So there you have it, folks. The 1982 D Lincoln penny that could turn your spare change into life-changing money. If you've got some 1982 pennies lying around, grab a scale, check the weight, and see if you've got the golden ticket. And hey, if you don't have one, don't get discouraged. There are plenty of other rare coins out there waiting to be discovered. That's why you should subscribe to my channel, because I'm always bringing you the latest tips, tricks, and strategies for finding coins worth serious money. So hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments, what's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Alright, folks, let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? I mean, really looked? Not just tossing them in the cup holder of your car, not feeding them to that one vending machine that only accepts exact change, but actually inspecting them like a detective on a big case? Well, if you haven't, you might want to start, because there's a 1991 D Lincoln penny out there that's worth a jaw-dropping, mind-blowing, absolutely ridiculous $1 million. Yeah, you heard me right, $1 million. For a penny. That's more zeros than my bank account has ever seen. But how? What makes this tiny copper coin worth more than a brand new sports car or a luxury vacation? Stick around, because we're diving deep into this mystery, and by the end of this video, you might just be tearing apart your couch cushions searching for spare change. What is the 1991 D Lincoln penny? So, before you go sprinting to your piggy bank like it's the last slice of pizza at a party, let's break this down. The 1991 D penny is part of the regular Lincoln Memorial Cent series. It's got good ol' Abe on the front, just like any other penny from that era, and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Nothing special, right? Wrong. The key here is that little D mint mark, which means it was minted in Denver. Now, normally, 1991 D pennies are about as common as bad dad jokes, everywhere. The US Mint pumped out over 4.6 billion of these bad boys. So why is one of them worth more than a mansion? Here's where things get spicy. There's an error, a super rare, basically impossible error, that happened during the minting process. See, sometimes, a small batch of coins gets struck on the wrong type of metal. Instead of the usual copper-plated zinc planchet, a few 1991 D pennies were accidentally struck on solid copper planchets, which weren't even supposed to be in the mint at the time. That means someone at the mint either had a really bad day, or maybe Abe Lincoln himself decided to throw collectors a curveball from beyond the grave. Either way, this little mix-up created a one-of-a-kind rarity. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, how do I know if I have one of these? Well, lucky for you, I've got a checklist. Check the weight. Regular 1991 D pennies weigh about 2.5 grams, but this special error penny weighs 3.1 grams because it's solid copper. Get yourself a small digital scale and start weighing your pennies like a mad scientist. Look at the color. AA copper penny should have a more reddish-brown hue compared to the standard zinc version, which tends to be shinier and more orange. The ring test. If you drop a copper penny on a hard surface, it makes a different sound than a zinc penny. A nice, high-pitched ring instead of a dull clunk. But, don't go throwing your pennies around like ninja stars. If your 1991 D penny passes all these tests, congratulations. You might be holding on to one of the rarest coins ever found. And if it's the real deal, get ready to have your mind, and maybe your bank account, blown. Now, let me tell you about the time I thought I struck gold, or copper, in this case. A few years ago, I was at a flea market, digging through a giant tub of random coins. You know, one of those places where you half expect to find a treasure map rolled up in an old cigar box. Well, I spot a 1991 D penny, and my heart starts racing. I do a quick weight check, 3.1 grams. I do the ring test. Perfect. I'm about to faint right there in front of the guy selling Beanie Babies. I hand over my dollar for this rare find, already picturing my new millionaire lifestyle. Big house, fast car, maybe even splurge on guacamole at Chipotle. I rush home, do some more tests, and turns out it was just a normal copper penny from a collector's set. Worth a few bucks, sure, but not exactly life-changing. Moral of the story? Always verify before you celebrate. All right, so let's say you actually have the real deal, the $1 million 1991 D penny. What now? Well, first off, don't go spending it at a vending machine. Second, get it authenticated. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can verify if your coin is legit. Once you have that little slab with a high-grade certification, it's time to cash in. The most recent known sale of this penny went for around $1 million at auction, and experts believe it could go even higher if another one pops up. That's right, if you find one, you could be sitting on a retirement fund in coin form. The 1991 D Lincoln penny normally isn't special, but if you find one struck on a solid copper planchet, you just won the coin lottery. Check the weight, color, and sound to verify it. Get it authenticated before you start picking out your dream house. Now, here's your homework. Go check your coin jars, your sock drawers, even that weird spot in your car where loose change disappears forever. If you find one, let me know. And if you don't, no worries. I've got plenty more tips on valuable coins coming your way. If you love learning about hidden treasures in your pocket change, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more coin hunting strategies that could make you some serious cash. Ever thought that the humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, today, we're diving deep into the world of the 2013 Abraham Lincoln penny. Could this little copper coin really make you a millionaire? Let's find out. In 2013, the U.S. Mint produced over 7 billion pennies. That's billion with a B. These coins feature the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Union Shield on the back. Most of these were minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, marked with a D. The million-dollar question. Is the 2013 penny worth $1.10 million? Short answer, not quite. While there have been instances of pennies fetching over $1 million at auctions, these are typically rare coins from earlier years with unique errors or historical significance. For example, a rare 1943 penny sold for $1 million due to its unique composition. Similarly, 10-century-old Lincoln cents sold at auction for a combined $1.1 million. However, the 2013 penny doesn't fall into this category. Most 2013 pennies you find in your change are worth, you guessed it, 1 cent. However, if you come across a 2013 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, it might fetch a bit more from collectors. According to coin valuation guides, an uncirculated 2013 penny without a mint mark can be worth around 30 cents. The 2013 D. Denver Mint penny in similar condition holds about the same value. Now, here's where things get interesting. Some 2013 pennies have what's known as error varieties. These are coins that have unique features due to mistakes during the minting process. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once, resulting in a doubling effect on the design. Some 2013 pennies with this error have sold for over $200. Wrong planchet error. This happens when a coin is struck on a planchet, the blank piece of metal, intended for another coin. A 2013 penny with this error was once sold for over $1,000. So, while your average 2013 penny won't make you rich, certain error coins from that year can be quite valuable. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was rummaging through an old jar of coins my grandfather had collected. Amidst the nickels and dimes, I found a peculiar-looking penny. After some research, I discovered it was a 2013 penny with a minor error. I took it to a local coin dealer, and to my surprise, it was valued at $50. Not a fortune, but not bad for a penny I almost overlooked. It just goes to show, always check your change. You never know what treasures you might find. While the 2013 Abraham Lincoln penny isn't your ticket to becoming a millionaire, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. Unique errors and rare finds can turn everyday coins into valuable collectibles. So, next time you have some spare change, take a closer look. Who knows? You might just discover a hidden gem. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of coins and want to learn more about spotting valuable currency, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin enthusiasts, and let's uncover the treasures hidden in plain sight together. All right, folks, let's play a little game. Go grab your piggy bank, your old coin jar, or that pile of pennies collecting dust in your car's cup holder. Because today, we're talking about a 1975 Lincoln penny that could be worth a whopping $1.2 million. Yeah, you heard me right. A single penny, worth more than a mansion, a fleet of sports cars, or, let's be honest, an absurd amount of tacos. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, a penny? From 1975? I've probably thrown away like 1,000 of those. Well, don't panic just yet, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and why this little copper coin could change your life. And hey, if you love learning about coins worth big money, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I've got plenty more hidden treasures to share with you. Now, let's dive in. So, what makes this particular penny so special? After all, the U.S. Mint pumped out over 4 billion pennies in 1975, and Denver, hence the D Mint mark, produced over 4.5 billion of them. With that many floating around, you'd think they'd be about as rare as a traffic jam on a Monday morning. But here's where it gets interesting. Somewhere in that sea of pennies, a one-of-a-kind error coin was created. One so rare that collectors would practically fight over it at an auction. This particular 1975 D penny has a minting error so unique that it skyrocketed its value. It's believed to be a double-die obverse, meaning the front of the coin was accidentally stamped twice, creating a slight overlapping effect. But that's not all. This error was so clean and well-preserved that it became the holy grail of modern pennies. Think of it like a factory mistake that actually made something better instead of worse. Kind of like when you accidentally order a small pizza and they send you a large instead. Now, here's where the real jaw-dropper comes in. One of these pennies recently sold at auction for $1.2 million. That's right. A single, tiny, everyday penny turned into a millionaire maker. Now, before you start flipping every couch cushion and emptying every vending machine you pass, let's talk about how to spot this ultra-rare penny. The date and mint mark. Look for a 1975 penny with a small D under the date. That tells you it was made in Denver. Double-die obverse. Check Lincoln's face and the lettering, especially Liberty and In God We Trust. If the letters look slightly doubled or blurry, you might be onto something big. Condition matters. This million-dollar penny wasn't just rare. It was in almost flawless condition. The better shape your coin is in, the more valuable it could be. And here's a pro tip. Use a magnifying glass. Your eyes aren't built for spotting microscopic details, and squinting at coins for hours will just make people think you lost your glasses. A personal story. My almost million-dollar penny now. Let me tell you a little story about how I almost struck it rich with a penny, but didn't. A few years back, I was sorting through a jar of old change my grandpa had left behind. I found a 1975 D penny that looked different. My heart started racing. Could this be the one? I immediately grabbed my magnifying glass and examined it under the best lighting I could find. I even compared it to other pennies. The doubling looked promising, and I was already planning my luxury vacation. I took it to a coin expert. He examined it closely, took a deep breath, and said, "This is just a regular penny, but hey, at least it's shiny." And just like that, my dreams of being the next coin millionaire were crushed. But you know what? That experience made me even more obsessed with rare coins, because if there's one out there worth $1 million, why wouldn't I want to find it? So, what's the lesson here? Check your change. That jar of pennies sitting in your house might just hold a small fortune. And if you ever find a 1975 D penny that looks a little off, don't dismiss it, because you could be holding on to $1 million payday. And hey, if you want to keep learning about coins worth crazy money, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll be sharing more tips, tricks, and stories that might just help you turn your pocket change into serious cash. Now, go check your coins, and if you find something amazing, let me know in the comments. Who knows? You might just be the next coin collecting millionaire. Alright, folks, buckle up because today, we're talking about a regular penny that turned into a millionaire's dream. That's right, a 1993 D Lincoln penny that sold for $1.30 million. Let that sink in for a second. Wait, I've got a jar full of pennies. Could I be rich and not even know it? Well, my friend, that's exactly what we're going to find out. But first, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I found myself at a garage sale. One of those Saturday morning adventures where you tell yourself, I'm just gonna browse. And next thing you know, you're leaving with a stack of 1980s VHS tapes and a lava lamp. Anyway, I saw this little tin labeled Old Coins for $5. I bought it, thinking, maybe I'll get lucky. Long story short, I didn't. It was full of beat-up pocket change. But what if, just what if, one of those pennies had been a $1.3 million Lincoln penny? I'd be filming this from my private island right now. So today, we're going deep into the 1993 D Lincoln penny. What makes it so valuable, how to check if you have one, and how to cash in if you do. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to be flipping over every penny in your house. Now, let's get one thing straight. 1993 wasn't exactly the golden age of rare coins. Most pennies from that year? Worth, well, a penny. But this one's special. The 1993 D Lincoln penny that sold for $1.3 million had a major minting error. And error coins? Oh, they are the golden tickets of the coin world. We're talking misprints, off-center strikes, missing elements, double dies, the kinds of mistakes that send collectors into a frenzy. This particular penny had a rare double die obverse, meaning Lincoln's face looked like he had a ghostly twin shadowing him. Spooky? Maybe. Valuable? Absolutely. Combine that with a pristine condition, graded in nearly perfect MS-69, and boom, you've got a penny worth a mansion. All right, time to grab your piggy bank, check under your couch cushions, or dig through that random junk drawer we all have. Needs to have a little D under the date, stands for the Denver Mint. Look closely at Lincoln's face and the lettering. Any doubling or extra outlines? That could be your jackpot. If it looks like it's been through 20 years of laundry cycles, it probably won't make you a millionaire. But if it's shiny, crisp, and near mint, that's where the big bucks come in. And listen, if you're not sure, don't just guess. A professional coin grading service, like PCGS or NGC, can verify if your penny is the real deal. You might be wondering, okay, but why would anyone pay that much for a penny? Great question. And the answer? Because collectors are wild. See, rare coins are like fine wine, vintage cars, or those first edition comic books. Serious collectors will pay top dollar to complete their collection. And when a coin is rare and in perfect condition, that's when the bidding wars start. This particular penny? It was one of the best-known error coins from 1993, and when one collector needs to have it, the price skyrockets. So, let's say you're watching this video, you check your change and bam, you've got a 1993 D penny that looks suspiciously valuable. Don't clean it. I repeat, do not clean it. Coin collectors want natural patina, not a shiny, scratched-up mess. Verify the error. Compare it to known double die examples online or take it to a professional coin dealer. Get it graded. Sending it to PCGS or NGC can confirm its authenticity and give it an official grade, which will determine its value. Decide your selling strategy. You could auction it, sell it to a dealer, or even hold on to it, because rare coins often increase in value over time. So, my friends, the moral of the story? Never underestimate a penny. Seriously, one tiny mistake at the mint turned a 1-cent coin into a $1.3 million gold mine. And who knows? Maybe you have one sitting in your coin jar right now. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins worth money, hidden treasures, and smart collecting strategies, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss my next video. And hey, before you go, tell me in the comments, what's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Let's see who's got the best coin hunting story. Alright, happy hunting, and may your pockets be filled with hidden treasures. Oh, alright, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for spare change to buy a coffee, and bam, you pull out a penny. But not just any penny. A 1994 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.40 million. That's right, a little copper-coated coin could be the difference between driving your old beater or rolling up in a brand new sports car. Now, before you start flipping over every penny in your house, let me break it down for you. Why is this tiny, everyday coin worth a fortune? How can you tell if you have one? And most importantly, could you be sitting on $1 million payday without even knowing it? Today, we're diving deep into the mysterious 1994 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, and I'll share a wild story about a guy who almost spent one of these bad boys at a gas station. Let's get into it. So, first things first, why is this penny such a big deal? Normally, if a coin doesn't have a mint mark, it means it was made in Philadelphia. No biggie, right? Well, here's where things get interesting. The 1994 Lincoln penny should have a mint mark if it was made in Denver, D, or San Francisco, S. But somehow, a small batch of these pennies left the U.S. Mint without a mint mark when they were supposed to have one. That, my friends, is what we call a major minting oopsie. And collectors love a good minting mistake, especially one this rare. This isn't just a case of, oh, they forgot to stamp a letter on it. No, no, no. This is one of those one-in-a-million errors that makes collectors go absolutely nuts. Now, let's talk money. A regular 1994 penny? Worth exactly 1 cent. Maybe 2 if you're lucky. But this misprint? Well, one recently sold at auction for $1.40 million. Let me say that again for the people in the back. $1.4 million. That's the kind of money that can buy you a mansion, a yacht, and still leave you with enough to never have to check gas prices again. And before you say, yeah, but that was just one lucky guy, let me tell you, collectors are always hunting for unique coins. If another one of these pennies pops up, you can bet your bottom dollar, penny, that it'll be worth a fortune too. Alright, so you're probably thinking, okay, I'm convinced, but how do I know if I've got one? Grab any 1994 Lincoln penny you have lying around. Flip it over and look at the front, just under the date. If there's a little D or S mint mark there, sorry, you've got a regular penny. But if there's an O mint mark, hold on to that thing like it's a winning lottery ticket. Now, just because it doesn't have a mint mark doesn't automatically mean you're rich. You'll want to get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These guys will verify if your penny is the real deal or just an ordinary penny pretending to be special. I gotta tell you a story about my buddy Mike. This man has been collecting coins for years, but he never really checked his change. One day, he's at a gas station, hands the cashier a few coins, and the guy behind him says, "Hey, let me see that penny real quick." Turns out, it was a 1994 no-mint mark penny. The cashier was just about to toss it into the register like it was nothing. Mike nearly fainted. He took that penny home, had it graded, and guess what? Sold it for over $1 million. Check your change. You never know when you might be handing over a literal fortune for a bag of chips. So, there you have it. The 1994 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. One of the rarest and most valuable modern pennies out there. If you've got one, you could be sitting on life-changing money. Now, I gotta ask, What's the craziest coin you've ever found? Let me know in the comments. And hey, if you love finding hidden treasures in your pocket, make sure to subscribe to this channel. I'll be sharing more tips on coins worth money, secret rarities, and how you can turn everyday change into big bucks. Ever thought that the humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1989 Lincoln penny. Spoiler alert. While it might not make you a millionaire, there's still plenty to uncover about its value and the intriguing quirks that can make certain pennies worth a pretty penny. Let me kick things off with a little story. A few years back, I was helping my grandmother clean out her attic. Amidst the dusty photo albums and vintage trinkets, we stumbled upon an old coin jar. My heart raced as I imagined uncovering a rare coin worth thousands. Alas, while we didn't find a retirement funding treasure, that experience ignited my passion for coin collecting and the stories each coin can tell. Now, let's talk about the 1989 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it seems like any other penny. But did you know that in 1989, over 7 billion of these pennies were minted at the Philadelphia Mint? That's a lot of Lincolns. These coins typically don't have a mint mark, which is standard for those produced in Philly. In general, a circulated 1989 penny is worth 1 cent. Shocking, I know. However, if you happen to have an uncirculated or mint state 1989 penny, things get a bit more interesting. Depending on its condition and coloration, such a coin could fetch anywhere from a few dollars up to around $1,900 for those in pristine condition. Not quite $1.5 million, but still a nice return on a single cent. Here's where coin collecting gets thrilling. Certain mint errors can make a coin significantly more valuable. For instance, some 1989 pennies were mistakenly struck on pre-1983 copper planchets, resulting in a coin that weighs more than usual. These error coins have been known to sell for thousands of dollars. So, it's always worth weighing your 1989 pennies. If it tips the scale at 3.1 grams instead of the usual 2.5 grams, you might be onto something special. You might have heard tales of pennies selling for over $1 million. While the 1989 Lincoln penny doesn't fall into this category, certain rare pennies do. For example, a 1943 D bronze cent once sold for $840,000 due to its unique composition and rarity. These high-value sales often involve coins with significant historical value or unique errors that make them one of a kind. While your 1989 Lincoln penny might not make you an overnight millionaire, it's a testament to the rich history and potential hidden in everyday objects. So, next time you come across a penny, take a closer look. You never know what stories or value it might hold. Enjoyed this deep dive into the world of pennies? Want to learn more about coins that could boost your bank account? Hit that subscribe button and join our community of coin enthusiasts. Share your own coin discoveries in the comments below, and let's uncover the hidden treasures in our pockets together. All right, folks, grab your penny jars, because today we're talking about a simple little coin that could make you a millionaire. Yes, you heard that right, 1 cent turning into $1.6 million. Imagine walking into a store with a handful of pennies, unknowingly spending one that could have bought you a mansion. Ouch. Another rare coin story? Come on, these things never happen in real life. But let me tell you, they do. And if you're not checking your pocket change, you might be throwing away a small fortune. I actually have a funny story about this. A few years back, I was at a flea market, digging through one of those old-school coin bins. You know, the ones where you feel like Indiana Jones uncovering ancient treasure? I pulled out a 1943 steel penny, and my heart stopped. I thought, oh man, this could be the real deal. Long story short, it wasn't. It was worth about 10 cents. But hey, I still felt like a treasure hunter. So, today we're diving deep into the legendary 1991 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Why it's so valuable, how to spot one, and most importantly, how you can cash in if you find one. Let's get into it. First things first, let's talk about why this coin is so valuable. The 1991 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is a mysterious oddity in the coin world. Normally, pennies struck in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark. So what's the big deal? Well, this particular penny was struck with an experimental planchet, a different type of metal composition that wasn't supposed to be used. It's like the mint accidentally printed a limited edition version, and only a few of these pennies slipped into circulation. The few that have been found were authenticated and graded at an insanely high level, mint state 68 or higher, which means they are nearly flawless. And because collectors go absolutely bananas over rare minting errors, the price has skyrocketed to $1.6 million at auctions. How to spot a 1991 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny worth big money, alright? So now that I have your full attention, and probably made you dump your entire piggy bank onto the table, let's talk about how to spot the jackpot penny. Regular 1991 pennies from Philly won't have a mint mark, but this rare one has a different look due to its unusual metal composition. So, don't just stop at the missing D or S. Look closer. Check the color and surface. The valuable 1991 penny has a unique glossy, almost proof-like finish. It may also look slightly different in color compared to regular 1991 pennies. Weight matters. A regular 1991 Lincoln penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If yours is different, lighter or heavier, it might be worth a second look. Sharp details and high-quality strike. These error pennies were struck with an experimental process, meaning the details on Lincoln's beard, hair, and the word Liberty may be sharper and clearer than on a standard penny. Get it graded. If you think you've found something special, don't just throw it back in the jar. Send it to PCGS or NGC for grading. A certified 1991 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny could turn into your biggest payday. Current market value and record-breaking sales now for the million-dollar question. Literally, how much is this penny selling for? The highest recorded sale of this rare penny was a mind-blowing $1.6 million at a major coin auction. That's 160 million pennies. Just imagine carrying all that to a Coinstar machine. Even lower-graded versions have fetched hundreds of thousands of dollars, and with the demand for rare coins growing, the value could climb even higher. Think about it. Someone out there right now could be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. That's why you should be checking every single 1991 penny you come across. That pocket change isn't just spare money, it's a potential gold mine. And that the 1991 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of the rarest, most valuable pennies ever. Go through your coins. Start with your piggy bank, your car cup holder, that random jar on top of the fridge. Check for those signs. No mint mark, unusual finish, different weight. If you think you've hit the jackpot, get it graded. And of course, if you love learning about coins that could make you rich, subscribe to the channel. We've got tons of videos breaking down valuable coins, coin collecting tips, and strategies to help you turn your hobby into serious money. Who knows? Your next penny might just be worth a mansion, a sports car, or an early retirement. So stay sharp, check your change, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, folks, what if I told you that a penny, yes, a single, measly 1-cent coin, could be worth $1.70 million? You'd probably think I've lost my marbles, right? Well, before you go cashing in your piggy bank, let me tell you about one of the wildest discoveries in coin collecting history. The 1985 D. Lincoln penny that has sent collectors into a frenzy. Now, I know what you're thinking. Come on, it's just a penny. I probably have one of those stuck in my couch cushions. And you might. But before you start tearing your furniture apart, let's break down why this little copper-colored coin is causing such a stir, how you can check if you have one, and, most importantly, how to turn your pocket change into a payday. And stick around, because I've got a personal story about the time I almost threw away a valuable coin. Let's just say it involved a drive-thru, a very confused cashier, and my wallet screaming in regret. What makes this penny worth $1.70 million? So, what's the big deal with this penny? It's not solid gold, it wasn't blessed by a wizard, and it doesn't hold the secret to eternal youth, though that would be nice. The 1985 D penny is just your regular Lincoln cent, except for one crucial detail. It was struck on a bronze planchet instead of the usual copper-plated zinc. Here's the deal. By 1982, the U.S. Mint switched from solid bronze pennies to copper-plated zinc ones. But every now and then, something goes wrong at the mint. In this case, a few old bronze planchets accidentally got mixed in with the new ones at the Denver Mint in 1985, creating a super rare error coin. And when I say rare, I mean rare. Only one known example has surfaced so far, and it's sold for a staggering $1.7 million at auction. That's right, a single penny. For that price, you could buy a mansion, a fleet of sports cars, or approximately 170 million normal pennies. Alright, now to the part you've been waiting for. How do you know if you have this $1 million penny? First things first, check the date and mint mark. You're looking for a 1985 penny with a D mint mark right below the date. If you see that, congratulations, you've made it past step 1. Now comes the fun part, the weight test. Because this rare penny was struck on a bronze planchet instead of zinc, it's heavier than a normal 1985 D penny. A regular 1985 D penny should weigh 2.5 grams, the rare one 3.11 grams. You'll need a jeweler's scale or a precision scale to check this. If your penny hits that 3.11 gram mark, you might just be holding a fortune in your hand. But don't get too excited just yet. You'll need to get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC before you start planning your dream vacation. Speaking of checking your change, let me tell you a little story. A while back, I was in a rush, grabbing a burger at a drive-thru. You know how it is, you're fumbling for exact change. The person behind you is impatient, and the cashier is giving you that, "Hurry up, buddy, look." In my panic, I grabbed a handful of pennies and dumped them in the cashier's hand. Later that night, I went through my coin jar, like every good collector does, and guess what I found? A 1943 steel penny, which, if in perfect condition, can be worth thousands. Thousands. And I had just given one away for a cheeseburger, so, the moral of the story? Check your pennies, people. Even the ones at the bottom of your cup holder could be worth more than you think. The 1985 D. Lincoln penny struck on a bronze planchet is worth a jaw-dropping $1.70 million. Only one has been found so far. So who knows? Maybe the next one is sitting in your change jar right now. Check your pennies for the 1985 date, the D mint mark, and a weight of 3.11 grams. And, most importantly, never underestimate the power of pocket change. Now, here's where you come in. I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? Ever given one away on accident? Like me? Drop a comment below and share your story. And if you love learning about coins worth money, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips, coin hunting tricks, and jaw-dropping discoveries coming your way. Who knows? The next time you check your pocket change, you just might strike it rich. You ever hear a story so wild it makes you want to dump out your entire jar of pennies? Well, buckle up, because today, we're talking about a 1971 Lincoln penny that's worth a jaw-dropping $2.3 million. That's right. A coin you might have walked past on the sidewalk could actually be worth more than a mansion. Now, before you start tearing up your couch cushions, let's talk about what makes this little copper beauty so special. We're diving into why it's worth so much, how you can spot one, and, most importantly, how you might be sitting on a hidden fortune without even knowing it. Oh, and quick story. I once spent a rare penny on a vending machine snack, and I'm still not over it. But we'll get to that in a bit. Let's get started. What's the deal with the 1971 Lincoln penny? So, what makes this 1-cent coin worth enough to buy a luxury sports car? It all comes down to one word: double die. This isn't just any old penny. It's a 1971 double die obverse. That means when this coin was struck at the San Francisco Mint, something went a little wonky with the die. Instead of a single, crisp impression, the lettering and features, especially Liberty and In God We Trust, appear slightly doubled. Collectors love these kinds of errors because they're rare, visually striking, and just plain cool. But the key here is that this particular 1971 double die penny is one of the sharpest, cleanest, and rarest examples ever found, which is why it's sold for a staggering $2.30 million. Now, here's where things get interesting. This isn't some ancient Roman coin buried in the ruins of an old city. These pennies are out there. People have found them in coin rolls, piggy banks, and even as loose change in their car cup holders. And speaking of bad luck, here's where my tragic vending machine story comes in. A few years back, I was sorting through my pocket change, and I spotted a shiny 1971 penny. Looked cool, but I didn't think much of it. Next thing you know, I'm at a vending machine, short on quarters, so I throw in the penny and get myself a bag of chips. Fast forward a few months, I start researching rare coins and, you guessed it, that same 1971 penny pops up as one of the most valuable pennies ever. Now, I have no idea if mine was the one, but I still have nightmares about someone buying a Snickers bar with a $1 million penny. Moral of the story? Check your change before you spend it. How to spot a 1971 S double die penny. Okay, let's say you've got a stack of old pennies and you're ready to do some treasure hunting. The S below the date means it was minted in San Francisco. Check Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. If they look blurry or doubled, you might have a winner. The cleaner and shinier, the better. A near-perfect one sold for $2.3 million, but even a well-worn one could fetch thousands. Scarcity, demand, and condition. Those are the big three factors in coin value. The reason this particular penny hit the $2.3 million jackpot is that it was in almost flawless condition and had one of the clearest double die errors ever seen. Even if you don't find a multimillion-dollar penny, a lesser-grade 1971 S double die can still sell for $5,000 to $20,000. Not bad for a coin that originally cost a penny. The 1971 S double die penny is one of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln pennies out there. One even sold for $2.30 million. Always check your pocket change. That coffee shop penny dish might just hold a small fortune. Don't be like me and spend a potential jackpot on a vending machine snack. Still not over it. Now, if you want to learn more coin collecting strategies, rare finds, and ways to turn pocket change into serious cash, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're just getting started, and you don't want to miss the next big discovery. You're sifting through your pocket change, and nestled among the dimes and nickels is a humble 2005 Abraham Lincoln penny. You think, it's just a penny, right? But what if I told you that this very coin could be worth a staggering $2.5 million? Intrigued? Let's dive into the fascinating world of coin collecting and uncover the secrets behind this unassuming treasure. First things first, let's talk about what a no-mint mark penny is. In the US, coins are minted in various locations, and each mint stamps its coins with a unique mark: P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. However, coins minted in Philadelphia often lack a mint mark altogether. So, if your 2005 penny doesn't have a little letter under the date, it's likely from the city of brotherly love. Now, you might be wondering, does the absence of a mint mark make my penny special? In most cases, not really. The 2005 Lincoln pennies without a mint mark are quite common. According to coin valuation sources, a typical 2005 no-mint mark penny in uncirculated condition might fetch around 30 cents to 36 cents. Not exactly life-changing, right? So, where does this $2.5 million figure come from? Exceptional value in coins usually arises from unique errors, rare variations, or historical significance. For instance, the 1943 bronze Lincoln cent is a famous rarity that has fetched high prices at auctions. However, there's no well-documented case of a 2005 no-mint mark Lincoln penny reaching such astronomical sums. It's possible that rumors or misunderstandings have inflated the perceived value of this coin. Always approach such claims with a healthy dose of skepticism and consult reputable sources or professional appraisers when in doubt. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was at a garage sale and stumbled upon a dusty old coin album. Flipping through it, I found a 1955 double die penny, a coin known for its distinctive error and significant value. I purchased the album for a mere $5, and that penny alone was worth over $1,000. The experience taught me that while not every coin is a jackpot, the thrill of the hunt and the stories behind each coin make collecting a truly rewarding hobby. While your 2005 no-mint mark Lincoln penny might not make you a millionaire, it serves as a reminder of the rich history and potential hidden treasures in everyday objects. Keep exploring, stay curious, and who knows? Maybe next time, you'll find a coin that's truly priceless. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of coins and want to uncover more hidden treasures, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin enthusiasts, and let's discover the stories and values behind the coins in your pocket together. Alright, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your pocket change, maybe looking for a quarter to feed the parking meter, and bam. You spot a humble, brown, little Lincoln penny. You think, just another 1-cent piece. But what if I told you that this specific penny, a 1987 D Lincoln cent, could be worth a jaw-dropping $2.6 million? That's right. One little penny that could buy you a mansion, a fleet of sports cars, and still leave you with enough to never worry about gas prices again. Now, before you run to your piggy bank like a contestant on a game show, let's talk about why this particular penny is worth more than a lifetime supply of tacos, and how you can find one. But first, let me tell you a quick story about the time I almost threw away a coin worth serious money. My almost $1 million mistake a few years ago. I was sorting through a jar of coins. You know, one of those giant jars we all have sitting on a shelf collecting dust. I was about to cash it in at one of those coin machines. The ones that take 11% of your money just for counting it. Right before dumping them in, something caught my eye, a penny that looked just a little different. The color was off, the rim was a bit weird, and my gut told me to check it out. Turns out, it was a rare off-center strike worth $400. Now, $400 isn't millions, but it sure beats losing it to a machine. That moment taught me a valuable lesson. Never ignore your pennies. And that brings us back to the 1987 D. Lincoln penny that's worth $2.60 million. So, what's the deal with this specific penny? It's not just your run-of-the-mill Lincoln cent. This bad boy is an ultra-rare minting error that has collectors throwing money around like they just won the lottery. Double die obverse, DDO. This means that during the minting process, the die struck the coin twice, causing a doubling effect on Lincoln's face, the date, and the lettering. Misalignment and off-center strike. Some of these pennies were struck off-center, making them extremely rare. Wrong metal composition. Some were mistakenly made with a copper planchet instead of the usual zinc. Coated steel. That's a huge deal. The combination of these errors makes this penny one of the rarest and most valuable in existence. Only one confirmed example has sold for $2.6 million, and there could be more out there. Alright, now let's talk about how you can check if you're sitting on a gold mine, or just another penny that fell between your couch cushions. Look at the date and lettering. If there's visible doubling, congratulations, you might be in business. Weigh it. A normal 1987 D penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If yours weighs around 3.1 grams, you could have the ultra-rare copper version. Use a magnet. The standard zinc pennies are not magnetic. But if yours sticks to a magnet, that's a red flag. It might be a counterfeit. Check the mint mark. The D should be clear and well struck, but if it looks a little funky, get a second opinion. And if you find one, don't just run to your local coin shop expecting a suitcase of cash. Take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to get it properly authenticated. That's the only way to get top dollar for your rare find. The most valuable known 1987 D penny with the rare error sold for $2.6 million. But even if yours isn't quite that rare, it could still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars at a copper planchet error. We're talking tens of thousands, so, yeah, definitely worth checking your spare change. Pennies are not just pennies. Some of them can be worth millions. Always check your change. You never know when you might be holding a fortune in your palm. Be smart about selling. Get your coins graded before rushing to cash in. And now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a valuable coin? Drop a comment below and let's talk. And hey, don't forget to subscribe because I've got plenty more hidden treasure stories coming your way. Now go check your pockets and maybe your couch cushions too. You never know. You could be sitting on a $2.6 million payday. Alright, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change for a vending machine snack. You find a penny. You almost toss it aside because, well, it's just a penny, right? Wrong. What if I told you that little copper coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $2.70 million? Yeah, you heard that right. $2.7 million. For a penny. And not just any penny. The elusive, mysterious, and ultra-rare 1977 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Today, we're diving deep into this coin. Why it's worth a fortune, what makes it special, and how you can check if you have one lying around. So, grab your penny jar, and let's get hunting because this is one treasure you don't want to miss. Now, before you go flipping every penny you own, let's talk about what makes this particular 1977 Lincoln penny so special. Normally, pennies minted in 1977 should have a mint mark if they were made in Denver, D, or San Francisco, S. But this one, nothing. Nada. Zip. And here's where things get spicy. This wasn't just a simple error. This was a full-blown minting anomaly. Somehow, a batch of pennies left the U.S. Mint without any mint mark, and instead of being caught, they made it into circulation. That's like ordering a cheeseburger and getting a filet mignon by accident. Only a handful of these pennies have ever been discovered. That's why collectors are willing to shell out serious cash for them, because rare mistakes in coin production can turn an ordinary penny into a small fortune. Let me tell you a little story about how I almost threw away a valuable coin once a few years ago. I was at my grandma's house, helping her roll up some old coins to take to the bank. Now, she's one of those people who saves every single coin she finds. Pennies, nickels, even a random Canadian quarter that somehow made its way into the mix. So, there I was, rolling up pennies, and I noticed one looked a little off. It didn't have a mint mark. But I thought, it's just a regular old penny, and tossed it in with the rest. Big mistake. Fast forward to a week later. I'm scrolling through coin collector forums. Yes, that's my idea of a good time. Don't judge. And I see a post about mint mark errors being worth serious money. My heart stopped. I grabbed my phone, called my grandma, and asked, "Did you cash in those pennies yet?" And that, my friends, is the sound of me losing what could have been a fortune to some lucky soul at the bank. Lesson learned. Always check your change. All right, now let's get to the part you've been waiting for. How to check if you've got one of these golden, or rather, copper, tickets. Look at the year. Make sure the penny is from 1977. This is non-negotiable. If it says 1978, sorry, no dice. Check for a mint mark. Regular pennies from 1977 should have either a small D, Denver, or S, San Francisco, under the date. If yours is missing that little letter, keep reading. Inspect for authenticity. Unfortunately, scammers exist, and some people have tried to alter coins to fake this error. A professional coin dealer or grading service like PCGS or NGC can verify if yours is the real deal. If you check all three boxes, congratulations. You may be sitting on millions of dollars, so why is this penny fetching such an insane price right now? The simple answer: demand and rarity. The last time a verified 1977 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny hit the auction block, it went for an eye-popping $2.7 million. That's more than most people's houses. And the more collectors hunt for this coin without finding it, the more its value goes up. It's like playing the world's most expensive game of hide and seek. And get this, experts believe there might still be a few more of these pennies floating around in pocket change, flea markets, or even that old jar of coins your grandpa refuses to cash in. Go grab your coin jar, your piggy bank, or that random pile of pennies in your car's cup holder and start checking. Because if you find a 1977 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. And if you love learning about hidden treasures like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons more insider tips on rare coins that could be worth big money, and trust me, you don't want to miss them. Now, go check your pennies. And if you find one, maybe buy me a coffee with your millions? Just saying. All right, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change to buy a soda, and bam, you pull out a penny that could buy you a mansion, a luxury car, and still leave you with enough cash to live like a king. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, buckle up, because today we're talking about a 2014 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's worth a staggering $2.8 million. Yes, you heard that right, million with an M. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, 2014? That wasn't even that long ago. I probably have a few of those lying around. And guess what? You just might. So stick around, because I'm going to break down why this penny is worth a fortune, how you can check your own coins, and what to do if you hit the jackpot. And hey, before we get into the juicy details, if you love finding money in unexpected places, and who doesn't, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I drop weekly tips on coins that could turn your pocket change into a small fortune. Now, let's be real. Most pennies are about as exciting as watching paint dry. You see one, you toss it in a jar, and forget about it until you need exact change for a vending machine. But this penny? This is a game changer. In 2014, the U.S. Mint produced millions of Lincoln pennies, just like they do every year. But a tiny mistake, a missing mint mark, turned one of these everyday coins into a millionaire maker. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, but there was something special about this one that made collectors lose their minds and their wallets. The missing mint mark mystery. While many 2014 pennies from Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, this particular one has a unique die error that makes it different. A rare die variety. Experts believe this penny was struck using a one-of-a-kind defective die, giving it characteristics unseen in other 2014 pennies. Pristine condition. The $2.8 million penny was found in nearly flawless condition, graded as an MS 69, which is just one step away from perfect. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was at a flea market, digging through an old coin bin like some kind of treasure hunter. I found a weird-looking penny, thought, hey, this could be worth something, and bought it for 50 cents. Turns out, it was worth exactly 50 cents. But lesson learned, always double-check your change, because you never know when you might be holding a life-changing coin. How to check if you have the $2.8 million penny. Okay. So how do you know if you've got the golden ticket disguised as a penny? Check the date. Make sure your penny is from 2014. If it's not, well, keep looking. Look for a mint mark. If there's a D, Denver, or S, San Francisco, under the date, it's not the one we're looking for. If there's nothing there, you might be onto something. Examine the coin's surface. The $1 million penny has a nearly perfect, crisp strike with no major scratches or wear. If your penny looks like it survived a war, it's probably not the jackpot. Get it professionally graded. If your penny seems promising, send it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you if it's the one. And let's be honest, even if it's not the rarest penny, a good condition 2014 penny can still fetch a few bucks. So worst case scenario, you make a little gas money. Best case, you're shopping for a yacht. So let's say you go through your change and boom, you find what looks like a 2014 no mint mark penny in mint condition. First off, don't go spinning it on a pack of gum just yet. Put it in a protective case. You don't want to scratch a multimillion-dollar coin by shoving it in your pocket with your keys. Get it authenticated. Like I mentioned earlier, send it to a professional grading service. A genuine rare coin needs official verification to sell for top dollar. Reach out to collectors and auction houses. Coin collectors and big-time auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers are always on the hunt for rare finds like this. Negotiate wisely. If you've got the real deal, don't settle for the first offer. Take your time and make sure you're getting what it's truly worth. The 2014 no mint mark Lincoln penny is worth a mind-blowing $2.8 million because of a rare die error, pristine condition, and its sheer rarity. If you've got one, you're set for life. If not, well, now you know what to look for. And hey, even if you don't find the $1 million penny today, don't lose hope. Coin collecting is like treasure hunting. You never know when you'll strike gold, or in this case, copper-plated zinc. Before you go, make sure to smash that subscribe button for more tips on finding coins worth serious money. I've got plenty more hidden treasure stories to share, and who knows? The next rare coin could be sitting in your pocket right now. You're sifting through your pocket change, and suddenly, you spot a 2018 D Lincoln penny. Could this humble coin be your ticket to a $2.9 million payday? Well, before you start planning your dream vacation, let's dive into the fascinating world of coin collecting and uncover the truth behind this modern-day treasure hunt. A penny worth millions? Sounds like a plot twist in a Hollywood blockbuster. But in the numismatic community, that's fancy talk for coin collecting. Stranger things have happened. Rare coins, especially those with unique errors or historical significance, have fetched jaw-dropping sums at auctions. Take, for instance, the legendary 1943 copper penny. During World War II, the U.S. Mint switched to steel pennies to conserve copper. However, a few copper planchets, that's the blank piece a coin is stamped on, sneaked into production, resulting in pennies that today can be worth over $1 million. The sun. So, where does our 2018 D Lincoln penny fit into this narrative? The D indicates it was minted in Denver. Features the Union shield on the reverse side, a design introduced in 2010. As of now, the 2018 D penny is considered common, with billions minted. In average circulated condition, it's worth its face value, 1 cent. Even in pristine, uncirculated condition, it might fetch around $2. But here's where things get interesting. In the world of coin collecting, errors are like golden tickets. Coins with misprints, unusual features, or material anomalies can skyrocket in value. For example, the 1955 double die penny, where the date appears twice due to a minting error, can be worth thousands. So, is it possible that a 2018 D penny with a unique error could be worth $2.9 million? While no such discovery has been reported, the realm of possibilities is vast. If a significant error were found on a 2018 D penny, especially one that's unique or extremely rare, its value could skyrocket. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I inherited a jar of old coins from my grandfather. Amidst the nickels and dimes was a peculiar-looking penny. After some research, I discovered it was a 1992 close AM penny, a rare variety where the letters A and M in America are closer than usual. That little penny ended up being worth over $20,000. The moral of the story? Always check your change. You never know when a rare gem might be hiding in plain sight. While the idea of a 2018 D Lincoln penny being worth $2.9 million is tantalizing, it's essential to approach such claims with a healthy dose of skepticism. However, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. New discoveries are made regularly, and today's ordinary coin could be tomorrow's treasure. So, next time you find a penny, take a closer look, examine its details, research its history, and who knows? You might just stumble upon a fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable coins and want to learn more about spotting hidden treasures in your pocket change, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our community for more tips, stories, and strategies on coins worth money. Ever wondered if that humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1965 Lincoln penny. Yes, the one without a mint mark. Spoiler alert. While it might not make you a millionaire overnight, there's plenty to uncover about its value and the intriguing quirks that make coin collecting so darn fascinating. So, grab your magnifying glasses and let's get started. First things first, let's talk about the 1965 Lincoln penny. In 1965, the U.S. Mint decided to shake things up a bit. Due to a coin shortage and the transition away from silver and coins, they temporarily removed mint marks from all coins. So, if you've got a 1965 penny without a mint mark, don't panic. It's not a rare error. It's the norm. These pennies are composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving them that classic reddish-brown hue. Fun fact, because of the high copper content, the metal value alone is worth more than 1 cent. But before you start melting them down for profit, keep in mind that's a big no-no according to U.S. law. Now, let's get to the nitty-gritty value. The worth of a 1965 penny largely depends on its condition. Collectors use a grading scale from poor, P1, to mint state, MS, 70, to determine a coin's condition. These have been passed around more times than a hot potato at a family reunion. In average condition, they're typically worth about 5 cents to 10 cents. Not exactly retirement money, but still more than face value. These are the pristine beauties that never got tossed into a vending machine. In mint state, MS, 60 to MS, 67, values can range from 10 cents up to $175, especially for those with a vibrant red coloration. Speaking of color, did you know that copper coins like the 1965 penny can change color over time? Fully oxidized with a deep brown tone. These are the most common and generally less valuable. A mix between red and brown, showing some original luster, retains at least 95% of its original red color. These are the most sought after and can fetch higher prices. In 1965, the Mint also released special mint sets instead of traditional proof sets. These coins have a satin-like finish and are struck with extra care. A 1965 SMS penny in superb condition, especially with a cameo or deep cameo contrast, can be worth significantly more. For instance, an SP 67 red deep cameo penny can be valued around $1,000. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Certain mint errors can make a 1965 penny considerably more valuable. If the design is struck off-center, it can be worth around $30 to $125, depending on the degree of the error and the coin's condition. This rare error occurs when a penny is mistakenly struck on a silver dime blank. Such a coin can fetch between $1,200 and $9,980, depending on its condition. Antiquescanowhow. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was rummaging through a jar of old coins inherited from my grandparents. Amidst the nickels and dimes, I spotted a shiny 1965 penny with an unusual luster. My heart raced as I imagined it being a rare error worth thousands. After careful examination and a bit of Googling, I discovered it was a standard SMS penny. While not the windfall I dreamed of, it ignited my passion for coin collecting and the stories each coin holds. So, is your 1965 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny your ticket to $1 million? Probably not, but it's a fascinating piece of history and a great starting point for budding numismatists. The real value lies in the joy of the hunt, the thrill of discovery, and the stories these coins tell. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of the 1965 Lincoln penny, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Join us for more coin adventures, tips on spotting valuable treasures, and strategies to enhance your collection. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and curious minds. Ever wondered if that humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1978 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Could this little copper coin really fetch a whopping $1.1 million? Let's find out. First off, let's get to know our 1978 D. Lincoln penny. Minted in Denver, these coins are part of the Lincoln Memorial series, featuring Honest Abe on the front and the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the back. In 1978, the Denver Mint produced over 4.2 billion of these pennies. That's right, billion with a B. So, they're not exactly rare birds in the coin world. Now, you might be thinking, with so many minted, how could one be worth over $1 million? Excellent question. The value of a coin hinges on several factors: rarity, condition, and unique errors. While the standard 1978 D penny isn't rare, certain errors can make specific coins highly sought after. One notable error is the double die, where the coin's design is imprinted twice, slightly offset, creating a shadow effect. For 1978 pennies, these errors are typically minor, often seen in the "In God We Trust" motto. Such coins might fetch between $25 to $50, depending on their condition. Another intriguing error is when a penny is struck on a dime planchet, a blank intended for a 10-cent coin. This mishap results in a thinner, lighter penny with a silvery appearance. Coins with this error can be valued between $200 to $550, again depending on their condition and demand among collectors. But let's address the elephant in the room, the $1.1 million price tag. As of now, there's no verified record of a 1978 D penny selling for such an astronomical sum. The most valuable Lincoln pennies are typically from the early 20th century or have significant historical errors. For instance, a 1943 D bronze cent sold for $840,000 due to its rarity and the unique circumstances of its minting during World War I. So, while it's unlikely that your 1978 D penny is worth $1.1 million, it's still worth taking a closer look at your change. You never know when you might stumble upon a coin with a unique error or in pristine condition that could be valuable to collectors. Before we wrap up, let me share a quick personal story. A few years ago, I was sorting through a jar of old coins from my grandparents. Amidst the usual pocket change, I found a penny that looked a bit off. It turned out to be an off-center strike from the 1970s. I took it to a local coin shop, and they valued it at around $100. Not a million, but not bad for a penny, right? If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin values and want to learn more about the hidden treasures in your pocket, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Join our community of coin enthusiasts, and let's uncover the fascinating world of numismatics together.